What's the latest with Jager Rocket? What's the feeling? Do you think he will play this weekend or leave it another week?
He's done most things. He's done just about all. We'll probably give him until the last minute. At this stage, he's a chance. It's more likely probably next week, but he's a chance at this stage.
What's he got to do though? What's the last hurdle for him to?
I think just getting him feeling comfortable that he's had enough training as far as his body. So not much his knee, but I think as much for his hamstring and calves, and I think whole body situation. So he might think that he needs another week's training. So, but at this stage, he's done everything possible. So
it's sort of purely in his court now. His decision.
Most of it will be in his court. Yes. Obviously, there's some things that he'll check off today with agility and a few other things that the medical staff will actually tick off, but it's him feeling comfortable that he's got enough work in him.
Must be exciting seeing him just get to this stage, being so close that you know whether it's this week or next week.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we've got to temper expectations as well. I mean, he's been out for a long time, so you know this is just going to take a while to find his feet, feel comfortable at the level. Certainly from our point of view, whenever he plays, that there's no expectation in his first couple of weeks in the twos. I think it's just about more getting through and feeling comfortable with it.
What did you take out of the result last week, Rocket? Does it give you confidence that you can really push St Kilda and get over the top of them this week?
Oh, yeah, I think the last two games, there's a lot of positives out of it. I think the Hawthorn game was better again than the Richmond game. We probably should have won the Richmond game. We could have won last week. We had plenty of opportunities. We thought the way the players stuck to the plan was pleasing. Their intent was terrific. We just turned the ball over a little bit too much going inside 50, and even shots at goal. So, but I think there was a lot to like out of last week, and I think the confidence has grown out of the last two games. And I think just getting some players back has helped the confidence as well.
What was the next step? I guess there's been improvements every week. I guess what's the next thing that you're looking for out of the boys this week?
A win. I think internally we've spoken about that. We went really into the Richmond game to win the game, even though we'd lost the previous, whatever it was, 7 or 8. That we're looking every week now to win as many games as we can. But I think out of the last couple of weeks, just at vital times in the game, just with the inexperience, we've just got to learn to the big clutch moments, be able to do something when they occur, like be able to take our chances when they arrive, or make a tackle, or kick the ball properly. So I think that's what we're looking for, just a growth area.
You probably got a few of your, you talk about ball use, a few of those better users might be back this week. Can you tell us where guys like Jack Martin or Cade and Callum Archie, like where they're at and what they've got to do?
Yeah, those three players will play. If they get through training today, that they'll play. So they'll certainly improve that, as you said. So that Trent will miss. So there's another user out as such. Obviously Sean Lemons is out and Jesse Lonergan's still out. But we're starting to get some numbers back, and some blokes can use the footy.
And the skipper was very impressive last week, Rocket. Must have been back to...
Yeah. I think it was a good all-round game from Gary. I think he'd been steadily improving the last 4 or 5 weeks. He probably wasn't at his stellar levels, and I suppose he gets judged against that, unfortunately. I think you're a victim of your own standards, as I've said before. But I think his contested ball and his work rate's been pretty good the last 4 or 5 weeks, but he just seemed to have his zip back a bit last week. His work around the stoppage, his ability to explode out was pleasing, so I think that's given him a lot of confidence.
We know St Kilda's coming off a really good win, but what impresses you about them? What do they do?
Except for a couple of games, I think they've been fairly impressive all year. I mean, they've got some good tall forwards. They can mark the ball, and they can run. They've got a good bunch of young lads who can spread, and they put pressure on really well. I think they're 3rd or 4th in the competition for pressure. So they're they'd be obviously full of confidence the way they played last week, but I think their form's been building, I think, for most of the year.
Sounds like I know you sort of set this a week or 2 back, but it sounds like you were driving your team pretty hard now that the win's the expectation now, you're not...
Yeah, I think we're going to take care of the process first. I mean, the win will look after itself, but just that final 10% mentally be able to believe that we can win. And I think they've got that belief the last 2 games, because it was a tough game last week against a really good opposition. I think to perform the way we did show that we can win if we stick to our plans and work hard enough.